This doesn't even match the physical evidence of what happened.
This is not the right evidence.
How do you address this doesn't match the physical evidence of what happened?
This is not the right forum for this.
So I want to respond. How do we address this doesn't match the physical evidence of the crime?
If you're going to answer,
So when do you answer my question?
we're not
You
going to
never
answer.
answer. You never answer the public's question. You always turn your back on the citizenry.
You're not. We're not answering.
Okay. How do you address this doesn't match the physical evidence of what happened?
You're hurting your cause by this.
But you never respect us anyway. We're dealing with a racist media. You're a fucking racist ass media. How do you address the fact that this does not match the physical evidence of what happened? How do you address this doesn't match the physical evidence of what happened?
Are you going to stay here and do this?
Can I get an answer? I just want an
Apparently
answer.
not, no.
We're not giving an answer.
What was the main evidence?
How do we address this doesn't match the physical evidence of what happened?
We'll have to wait.
Okay.
We'll just wait. Security, I think we can call security, so let's do that.
There's a time and a place for everything.
And we never get our time in place.
What was the main, what was your...
Well, there's obviously the testimony of the 4 eyewitness officers who were there. They were the ones who saw what happened. And again, the reason that we spent so much effort on the physical evidence that we gathered after the event was because we understand that the 4 officers, A, they were under stress and may have seen things different from what actually occurred. And B, we didn't want there to be any question that they were being truthful and honest in what it was that they said, which is why we hired experts to look at all of the forensic evidence, to look at the bullet trajectories, to look at the taser data, and actually that wasn't even us, that was the district attorney's office who did that, and to confirm that in fact what these officers saw is what happened on that particular scene that night.
So how do you make contact with someone who was wearing sunglasses? How do you make eye contact with someone who was wearing sunglasses? And how do you see somebody's face when it's obstructed with a baseball cap? So how do you see someone's face when it's obstructed with a baseball cap? So you refuse to address any of the physical evidence that was contrary to what the police said.
Yes, you did.
Well, no, I refuse to address that question, but I can certainly address the physical evidence. But
You haven't addressed the sunglasses or the baseball cap,
From the evidence that you showed, what do you think?
which was fabricated.
What do you think?
The 3D artist fabricated evidence. He fabricated those images.
Okay, so
And you didn't even show the jacket in court, which had the bullet holes in it.
So, if you want, we can take this to City Hall. We can go. Do you want us to go to room 234 in City Hall?
we shouldn't have to move.
Is that all right?
We're all under that line. No, can you just answer my question? What do you think? What do you think from everything that you showed the jury throughout last week and this week? What do you think convinced them on your favor?
I think that the most compelling evidence is in fact the taser data about the trigger pull times that confirmed absolutely that that Mr. Nieto pulled that trigger while he was right in front of these police officers, and that he pulled it while it was pointed at the police officers. The way the wires went out of the taser, the way the taser was found, shows absolutely it's not that he was pulling the trigger 4 minutes before this event.
And you didn't show any
that
pictures
also
of that taser
shows
wire
contrary-
either. And you didn't show any pictures of that laser light being on either.
Can you please? You're messing up.
Buy it.
I know. When do the citizens have a right to speak? When do the citizens have justice? We never get justice. White people come and kill us off, and y'all think it's okay. There was no blacks and no Latinos on this jury. We did not get a jury of our peers.
Can you say that?
So she never answered our questions. We never get our questions, and the police just murder us off continuously. Mario Woods, Kenneth Harding, Alex Nieto, Armiz Perez, they just kill us off, and the white people think it's okay all the time.
That's a good question.
So when do we ever get any justice?
Not my
Y'all, the
question.
police just kill us off, and y'all think it's okay. You hire the lawyers to get them off all the time. When do we ever get justice?
Embarrassed as a woman what you put this family through.
She doesn't care.
So
She
we're gonna-
gets paid well.
Do you want to go to? We're gonna
She doesn't
City Hall.
care. She gets paid well.
I'm embarrassed to see you.
We're
It's
okay.
embarrassment.
All right.
I'm going to ask the journalist.
It's white
if
supremacy
this
all
is-
over, and she's part of that system.
Your
She gets
whole
paid
family
well for it.
This is okay. You're
We
putting
can go
children
White
to,
supremacy
City
at its
Hall.
finest, and she gets paid
You
well
feel
for
proud
it.
of
Two-
yourself?
2 o'clock.
Feel
She
proud of
doesn't.
yourself when you look at yourself in the mirror today.
So let's
Remember
go.
this face.
She doesn't remember.
Yeah,
She don't
turn
care.
around. Turn around. Keep walking.
Turn your
Keep
back
that
from the
face.
citizenry.
What you represent. What you defend.
Murderous, psychopathic thugs. That's who you represent.
The mafia, real mafia, and you call it youth criminal. Are you scared, lady? Are you scared? Because our youth is scared because they're getting killed. Go walk back to your house. Go walk back to your house and your money, because that's what you do it, right? For the money, that's what you do it, right?
Keep smiling. So funny, isn't it?
You'll do anything for money, right? You'll do anything for